Slack and log in. Oh, Jeff, we have people on Facebook and YouTube in addition to this. So we just have to make sure that they know to come back
Oh, wow.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many countries do you think you had connected?
At least 100 and some. And
Wow.
we get all of the data afterwards. That's why everybody is
We're
signing
live.
in through that bit.ly. We're live? Great.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just keep going and then we will start up again and we can edit this together for later use. So
Okay, but can we tell people to log back into this Zoom?
we have been. So
Okay.
I have somebody on Slack. So Gustavo's posting on Slack and we have people on YouTube and Facebook saying we're back live. So it's okay. And this definitely is never happening again. Anyway, so the other cool thing about the way EWC was designed is as people are going through these new opportunities with having to fill out an application that might be a little different from what they've done before, or as their country national directors, their country competitions are asking for very specific deliverables to help them compete, all of the content for how to do those applications and help them through this, not just for an application for EWC, but to build a better business long-term, it's sitting there in the content section. So this really is about building them for long-term success in addition to preparing for a live presentation. So one of the next questions we have lined up was, we had a question for you to go point by point through how to build a successful business. So when you think back to the many different types of businesses you've built, you know, in tech and non-tech, right? What does it take and what do new entrepreneurs need to think about to build the best foundation possible for a successful, long-term, sustainable business?
Sure. So we can hit some of those for sure. I don't think we'll get all of them here in the interest of everybody's time and to get to more questions. But the good news is we already covered the first one. Find a real problem to solve. That's the starting point. And again, I'm only saying that because of the number of, I talk to entrepreneurs every day of my life and the number of people who are working on something that I'm not sure who's going to buy it. In fact, let me give you a quick mental sort of exercise to think about for the first thing about how to build a long-term business. And you have to be, this is a tough one, everybody, because you have to be really honest with yourself with this one. And this is the test. You are, everybody, let's say you've borrowed a little money from your family and you're starting your business or your own money, and everybody's asking you, how's it going? Have you sold anything yet, right? When you have other people's money, everybody wants to know, if you finish the product, has anybody bought anything? There's pressure on you to sell. And you're hoping when you start marketing that people are going to buy your product. So most of us are anxious. We're nervous of when we're going to sell something. Here's what it should look like. The phone isn't ringing from somebody saying, I gave you some money. Where is my money? Have you sold anything yet? The phone is ringing from people saying, could you please take my money? I want your product. Why isn't it finished yet? If nobody is pushing you to give you money, maybe there's something else you could build. What happened to me was these airlines and airports were calling and saying, where are my machines? Where are my kiosks? And everybody was saying, here, take my money and send me some product. So if you're not in a world where people are calling you and asking you to take their money, then maybe you're not building the best possible product you could build. So that's a little test. And I want you all to be honest. Is anybody waiting, trying to give you money because they love what you're doing? If they're not, maybe there's something else you could do. So that's part of, Susan, making sure you're building a product that solves a problem that the world wants solved and is trying to pay you for. The second one I want to go to immediately is team. I'm going to do 3 or 4 of these points here for you guys. Team, you cannot do this yourself. You cannot. In fact, I'm gonna share a story with you because a lot of people tell me that, you know, the tip I tell them is you got to surround yourself with people smarter than you and then mostly get out of the way, right? You're the CEO, you're the manager, you're the founder, right? You're a startup founder, so you're the boss. You're you know, And so what you think is, because at the beginning, it might only be you. There might only be two of you. And so you have to do everything. And so sometimes when it's going kind of well, people think, hey, I guess I'm pretty good at this. But here's the truth, you're not. You're only good at one thing, right? By the way, I'm a software engineer and I thought I was good at that. And I was writing code in my own company one day and everybody was staring at me. I said, what's up, guys? And they're like, yeah, Jeff, can you move away from the keyboard? And I said, I'm writing code. And they're like, yeah, we're going to need you to stop. And I said, why? They said, you're the worst developer here. I said, I own the company. And they said, and you're still the worst developer here. I said, I have a degree in computer science, software engineering, just like you guys. And they said, and somehow we all learned to do this. And I said, what do you guys want me to do? And they said, not engineering. So they said, we're going to finish this product soon and someone needs to sell it. Go investigate marketing. Turns out I'm good at marketing and nothing else. I don't do the finance. I don't do the engineering. I don't do the customer service. I don't have enough patience. Each one of us has one main talent. Stop trying to convince yourself you have more than that. You don't, okay? Pick the thing you're good at and then get people smarter than you for every other part of your company. My company didn't grow until I stopped trying to do the books. Well, one day my friend said, what do you know about balance sheets? I was like, dude, I'm an engineer and I'm not even a good one, nothing. I don't know finance. And he said, well, you're the CEO, you own a company, you better learn. So I went to the bookstore and I bought a book called Accounting for Non-Financial People. And I went home and I opened the book and I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to learn finance. And then before I read the first page, I said, no, actually, this is stupid. I said, what book am I going to buy next? How to be a dentist at home? No, I'm going to go to the dentist. I'm not going to learn that. So I put the book down and I started calling all my friends. And I said, I have no money, but I don't know finance. I'll buy you a dinner if you can come over once a week and do the numbers for me. And one of my friends who worked in finance for a living came over every Wednesday night. I bought him dinner and he did the books. Find people smarter than you in every area that you're not good at and don't try to pretend you are. That's the second tip, Susan, is that your team, and Susan just told you before, same as Carlos, Gustavo, our whole team will tell you that they're on this call. They're in this network. EWC is amazing. The people that you will meet that can help each other or refer you to somebody that knows how to do that thing. You don't build your network the day you need somebody. You build it every day of your life. So by the time I needed somebody, I already knew who to call way before I needed those people. So that was the second one, was about building team in addition to solving real problems in the world. I'm going to give you a third one, which is on focus on operational efficiency. And I'm going to explain that one. And Susan, this is one of the most important things I've ever learned building companies that enabled us to scale. So when you wake up in the morning, all of you feel this way. You wake up in the morning and you have a to-do list and you look at your list and there's 20 things on it and you feel anxious and nervous because you know you can't do all the things that have to get done at your startup. You can't even do all the things that have to get done in your life. And so here was the lesson that I learned. Every single day, I look at my to-do list every morning and I resort it. And every day I realize that you're not going to do 20 of those things. Pick the one or two that get you the farthest down the road. And let me explain that most help you achieve your goal and don't even worry about those other things. Every day, do two things that help you the most. And so I'm going to tell you a quick short story that I learned from a person who had a little flower shop. His name's Jim, and a small flower shop, one in the United States. And today he is the largest seller of flowers on the entire planet Earth. He ships more flowers. The head company is called 800 Flowers. And Jim McCann taught me this. And one day, here's what he does, his lesson. He goes into his office every day and he asks people, what are you working on? And they tell him, and he said, how is that going to sell more flowers? We have one thing to do here, sell flowers. And if they can't explain how their activity right now sells more flowers, he says, put that down and go do something else. And so every single day they do that. So I went back to my office and I wrote down, sell more flowers on the wall. And in reality, what should be written on your wall every day, so you see it every day and people that work with you see it. Ours was at one point, get people, sell a hotel room, get people to book a hotel room. So whatever is the core thing that drives your business, write it on the wall. Every day when you walk in your office, you look at the wall and you say, what am I doing right now? And is that going to sell one more hotel room? And if it's not, stop doing it. And then look at all the things on your list and say, which of these things will help sell more hotel rooms? Which is going to get me closer to selling more flowers, more hotel rooms? Just do that today. So that's focus on operational efficiency. Somebody said to me, because we built lots of companies, later I built a music company and a movie company, and we got into sports, and someone said, Jeff, you did a lot of stuff in your life. And I said, that's just because I never wasted time on the things that don't matter. And the only way you can avoid wasting time on the things that don't matter is to write down the things that matter on the wall and look at them all the time and saying, am I doing something that matters now? If I'm not, do something else. So there were probably 3 of the big tips. I'll do one more. All right, Susan, I'll give you 4 because you asked for the list of how to make your company grow. The last one that I'll tell you is to stop trying to sell your product to everyone. When I ask people who will use your product, they always say, oh, Jeff, everyone will. And I always tell them, you don't have the marketing budget for everyone, okay? You can't sell your product to everyone. And the truth is they're not all going to use it. And what people tend to do is because you want your company to grow, so you want everybody to buy it. But I started studying the companies that started small and grew big, and I found one very common thing. They focused on a core customer. If you think of customers as a target, right? Like when you throw darts or whatever, a target. In the middle is the smallest circle, but it's the most valuable customer. And as you go out, the circles are bigger, there's more people in them, but they're less valuable. The companies that succeed started by selling their, and I'm going to explain this, selling their product in the middle. And let me give you an example of that. You have a product. So we were selling travel early on in my life. And when we started, we were like, who's going to buy this? And we said, well, college students, because they don't have any money and they don't care where they're staying. They just need a bed. So we said college students. So we wrote promotion. We were spending our few marketing dollars trying to sell to college students.